All right, guys. I'm probably going to be a little bit more curt this time because I've already recorded this episode and there was something went wrong. So it's got me a little bit miffed, but whatever. All right, so going off the end of the last episode, Kirito got challenged to a duel by Heathcliff, the leader of the Knights of the Blood Oath. And Kirito agreed to it. And so it pretty much starts off from there. As soon as she apologizes, she's like, I really didn't want any of this to happen. And he's like, it's all right. I'm going to win. And Heathcliff has they call it a special ability. It's actually not. But he's got he uses a sword and a shield, but the shield that he uses is what they call a tower shield. Now, generally, a tower shield is just one big rectangle. You hold it with your arm through it like this, and that's pretty much it. But his is a little bit different because it's not an entire rectangle, it's a cross shape, which gives him a little bit more utility, because those things that they probably weigh between 40 and 100 pounds in general. So with it not being a full shield, it's probably on the lighter side, but it's still made of stuff that heavy metal. And he used the shield as a shield, obviously, but he also, I don't know, he can switch his grip somehow with it. And he uses it as like a gauntlet with an extended reach. So sometimes he'll be guarding and then he'll like punch at you and you have to dodge, because there ain't no blocking a 80-pound shield coming at you front on. You're going to get hit, or your sword's going to be pushed back into you if you try and guard against it. So Kirito finds out very fast that while he is strong, there's a person that can match him. And it's never happened before. So he's on, not really on the ropes. He's getting in and he's figuring out how he fights and all that. And he's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and end this. I'm going to use my Starburst Stream. He does it. And he knocks the shield away. Now, he knocks the shield away and he watches it right before he gets ready to make his last attack, because that's going to win him the duel. And instantly, the shield snaps back into place. Like, no matter how strong you are, if you're being knocked away, it's not just going to come back like that. The physics doesn't make sense. So he notices there's something wrong, but he doesn't know what. And then Heathcliff gets a swipe at him and knocks his HP down to where he loses. So now he is property of that guild. And as soon as apologizing, she's like, I really didn't think it would come to this. And he's like, whatever. And she's like, why are you so averse to being part of a guild? I mean, there's got to be a reason, right? And he says, well, he tells her the story about Sachi and the Black Moon Cats or whatever, about that guild and how he pretty much killed them by not telling them the truth. And he still blames himself to this day. And she's like, you're not a bad person. You don't deserve to blame yourself for all this. And then they get him his, like, uniform. And it's basically the same thing that he was wearing before, but just instead of it being all black, it's like white and red trim. And one of the higher ups comes by and he's like, all right, so we need to reassess your strength. We're going to do it through a team exercise. So I need you to meet me at the town gates in 30 minutes. And so he does. And who's there to be his teammate? Oh, Kuradil, the guy that Asuna had to beat up and tell him to leave her alone. Leave y'all alone. And basically the higher up dude makes him apologize. It's like, look, we're part of a team now. No bad blood. He's like, yeah, sorry I acted like a douchebag, you know. It's kind of out of line, whatever. So they go off to some remote place. And I'm guessing it's about midday. And the leader guy's like, all right, time to take a break, guys. And he hands out some food, water. And then Kirito, he drinks some of the water, and he notices that Kuradil hadn't even opened his bag. Then he realizes that he was paralyzed, and he was like, shit. And Kuradil, he starts laughing all crazy like evil people do. And he kills the guy in charge. He's like, yep. So here's the story. We were all out training. And he's like chopping the dude up. And we got beset by bandits. And tragically, the two of y'all died. I barely escaped. And that's how the story ends. And so after he kills the commander guy, he goes over to Kirito and he's like savoring every single, like he's not, the other guy, he like hacked and slashed him to death. Kirito, he goes and he takes the sword and he jabs it in his arm, and then he asks him a question, and then he jabs it in his leg. Can you feel it? Can you tell me how it feels? I would love to know. Why aren't you saying anything? And he's like gouging. It's very sadistic, but it fits the character, and it, I don't know, it makes good TV. And Kirito's about to die, and he remembers he has another flashback of Sachi dying. And he in his head, he hears, you know, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And so then he grabs the sword and he tries to like lift it out. And meanwhile, he's still paralyzed. He's trying to keep it from killing him. And his health bar is almost empty. It's pretty much done. And all of a sudden, you just see a flash of light. And he gets stabbed back. And it's Asuna. She was tracking him. Because once she found out that who was going to be his partner, she was like, no, there's something fishy. Then she saw that the guy with him was dead. And so then from there, she just rushed in and was like, all right. So she comes in, she knocks him back. She gives Kirito a healing crystal, and then she fucks that guy up. They don't call her Lightning Flash Asuna for nothing. And he finally like surrenders and bows down. He's like, you know, I'm done. Y'all win. Just don't kill me. So he, whenever she's lets her guard down, he tries to do a sneak attack on her and kill her with like a, I don't know, a slice straight down the middle. And Kirito gets up, having recovered from the poison by now, and he runs up and he just throws his arm up there. Lets his arm be cut off. Now, this is weird game mechanic rules. I guess that can be healed back. I'm pretty sure that I've seen elsewhere in the game that somebody loses something and it stays lost. Whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But, so he takes that hit and then he just straight up fucking kills that dude. And, the guy just, he takes pleasure in the fact that he made Kirito kill him. Like, basically, I broke your moral code. You killed somebody. Live with that. I know a lot of people in this game don't care about killing people. But Kirito is one of those people who does. And that kind of messes with him a little bit. So then we get to one of the more cringy parts of everything. Kirito and Asuna are talking, and he like falls at her feet and is like, I'm helpless. And this is the most simp thing that he'll ever say. I live only for you. Whatever you need, whatever you want. That's the only thing that matters to me. Come on, dude. Anyways, so then he's like, I just want to be with you tonight. And she gets the wrong idea. Because she's, I think, a year older than him. He just wanted to be with her, I'm guessing. So they go home. She makes food. He's got his arm back. They're eating. And then all of a sudden she gets up and she turns out the lights and changes down to her underwear. And she's like, you hurry up. This is kind of embarrassing. And he's like, oh, I didn't mean any of that. I just wanted to be with you tonight. And she punches him talking about, you're an idiot. Which I agree. Like, come on, dude. And in the end, he wakes her up from sleeping and asks her to go on like a little vacation like they had planned to do already. And he was like, you know, there's this place down on floor 22. It's a nice little secluded place with a house that I can afford by a lakeside. Would you want to live there? Would you marry me? And she says yes. I'm like, well, that escalated really quickly. But whatever. Again, they don't really do the sappy stuff any good. I don't even know how to say what I want to say. They don't do it well. Like, it's there. You can tell what they mean. But it's not like groundbreaking. It's not gonna jar anyone's world or give them a feeling of what love is. No, it's just two people that kind of got the hots for each other. They're 16 and 17 in a virtual world. They're just gonna have at it. Who gets married at 16 and 17? Whatever. Yeah, so we'll get into the next episode later. it'll be a bit more fillery type episodes going forward. Because basically they got to fill out 24 episodes. We're on episode 10. There isn't really too much left to be done, other than figure out what's going on with Heathcliff, finish the tower. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so see you tomorrow.